Hello all, it's Elliot aka Prawn Gaming, and I thought I would do a new series. This new series will be looking at the battletome for the Age of Sigmar army called the Gloomspite Gitz, and I thought I'd make some videos breaking down their entire codex. Now, I will be doing about 38 videos on this, and this first video will be about the badmoon itself, which is one of the core mechanics of the army itself, really. Then afterwards I'll be going through the next bit, and then the next bit, until we get all 38 videos done. Then I'll be doing 4 more videos, talk about potential army styles to play with, so it will be army lists. As I said before, today's video though will be about, of course, the badmoon itself and how it plays into a game of Age of Sigmar if you or your opponent plays as the Gloomspite Gitz. So as always, a like is always appreciated, and let's see if we can try and get 5 likes on this video. And if you're new, please do subscribe, and if you have any questions, please comment down below. I'll be happy to answer them. And I do apologise for the gameplay of it being Monster Hunter World. I couldn't really find any Warhammer based gameplay. But let's start though with what the badmoon does in terms of how you use it and also all of its abilities. Okay, so let's start off with how you use the badmoon. Now, on your screen right now should be an image of a battlefield that shows the directional pattern in which you can move or place the badmoon token. So, what happens is you place it down at any of the 4 corners of the battlefield, and then at the start of your second battle round you roll a d6. On a 1, it does not move whatsoever. On a 2 to 5 though, it moves forward 1 space. You can never go backwards for some reason, but on a 6, it moves forward by 2 spaces. Now, we can capitalise on this further with a certain hero unit, but I will not go into detail with that in this video. That'll be in a later video. Let's though talk about the main segment, which is the amount of special rules that are used when any unit is affected by the light of the badmoon, and that is about 7 different rules which we can go through. So let's go through them one at a time. Okay, so let's start off with the first rule of these 7 different rules, and the first one is called Fangs of the Badmoon, which states that if your army is a Gloomspite Gitz army, at the start of your hero phase you can pick 1 enemy unit and roll a dice. If the roll is equal to or less than the number of models in that unit affected by the light of the badmoon, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So, to put it in short, you pick an enemy unit that's affected by this light of the badmoon, and you roll the dice. And say, for instance, the unit has, say, 10 models in it. You roll the dice, you're obviously going to get less than the number of models in the unit. That unit then suffers D3 mortal wounds, which means you can take out about 3 guys at most if you're talking 1 wound infantry. But I digress. Let's talk about the next rule, which is called Badmoon Magic. Alright then, let's talk about the next ability, which is called Badmoon Magic. And it says, add 1 to the casting rolls for wizards affected by the light of the badmoon if they have the Gloomspite Gitz keyword, and subtract 1 from casting rolls for wizards affected by the light of the badmoon that do not have the Gloomspite Gitz keyword. Pretty self-explanatory, but in short, it makes it harder for enemy wizards to cast their spells, whilst at the same time making it easier for a Gloomspite Gitz keyworded wizard to use theirs. This can be incredibly handy because, again, we can capitalise on this further by adding more modifiers to, say, one of our wizards, and we could potentially get a massive +5 to cast. Again though, I'll talk about that in a future video. Now let's talk about the next ability, known as Lunatic Inspiration. Okay, so Lunatic Inspiration says, if your general has the Gloomspite Gitz keyword and is affected by the light of the badmoon at the start of your hero phase, you receive 1 additional command point. Now, command points can be used to, say for instance, re-roll certain rolls, or to force a dice to become a 6 when it comes to like running or charging. And in theory, you could also use it to affect the light of the bad moon, but that I'm not quite too sure. I will make a follow-up video if this is the case or not. Now let's go on to the next segment, aka the next ability, known as Lunar Squigs. Okay, so Lunar Squigs, for the rule, it says, if all the models in a friendly squig unit are affected by the light of the bad moon at the start of your charge phase, that unit can attempt to charge even if it ran in the same turn. Now, I will be again talking about squigs in a later video, but in short, squigs can get very fast very quick. And if it's got the keyworded squigs on it, like for instance the Boingot Bounders or the Squig Hoppers, you can then get, we'll talk about the Squig Hoppers for instance. They have a 3d6 move, so you roll 3 dice and that's how far they can move. You can run a d6 and force it to be a 6 with a command point. So that means you'll be getting about 4d6 worth of movement plus a charge off, which means by turn 1, say for instance it's your turn 1 but the opponent had theirs before yours, you can basically charge up into like the middle of the board and take them off guard and get a first turn charge in. That can be pretty handy, because that means you can tie up the enemy unit, so you can, like for instance, grab objectives or just get more of your forces up to support them. Let's talk about the next ability though, which is called Moonclan Fungus Brew. Ugh, sounds tasty. Okay, so Moonclan Fungus Brew states, you can reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by Moonclan Rot models whilst they are affected by the light of the bad moon. So, in short, if you have like a horde of 60 stabbers and they charge into an enemy at the front, you can obviously get your 3 rows to attack, plus the ability to reroll 1s, which can be really good, because that means more attacks, often than not, will be hitting. That's really what I can say about that, to be honest. I know that your Loom bosses also have the Moonclan Grot keyword as well, so they can actually go in and get that reroll as well. Now let's talk about the next of the abilities, called Spiderfang Venom. Okay, so Spiderfang Venom reads as follows. While a Spiderfang model is affected by the light of the bad moon, its Spiderfang Venom ability causes mortal wounds on an unmodified roll of a 5+ or a 6+. So, when you get your spider units into close combat, when you do the to roll hit and you get a unmodified 5 or a 6, it causes a mortal wound. This can be doubled with a spell from the Spiderfang lore, but again I won't be covering that in this video. Now this can be pretty handy for if you have like a group of Sequitors which have like 2 wounds apiece and a rerollable 4-up armor save. Dealing mortal wounds means you can knock them off faster. Let's talk about the next ability, known as Troggoth Renewal, and it's the last of the 7 key abilities. Okay, so Troggoth Renewal reads as follows. If all the models in a friendly Troggoth unit are affected by the light of the bad moon when it uses its regeneration ability, you can re-roll the dice that determines if the ability heals any wounds, or you can double the number of wounds that are healed by the ability if the first roll is successful. So this is kind of like a double-edged sword in a way, because you could, if you fail, you can re-roll it if that unit is under the light of the bad moon. But if it succeeds, you can then double the number of wounds that it heals, which can be really handy, so that it makes it even more harder to kill. That's really the end of this video, really. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by slapping a like on the video. Again, let's try and get 5 likes on the video. If you're new, please do subscribe for more videos. I do plan to do, as I said, 41 more videos after this. And if you want to ask any questions about this army, please leave it down below. I'd be happy to answer them. In the meantime though, I've been Elliot, aka Prawn Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video. #TG Tips.